Thanksgiving is in just 3 weeks, and I need some sweet potatoes for my Thanksgiving dinner. But I'm not ready to harvest this whole garden full of sweet potatoes. But I want to harvest enough for Thanksgiving dinner, and since it's 3 weeks away from now, that's the perfect time to do so. You see, you need to harvest your sweet potatoes at least 2 weeks before you expect to eat them. That's called curing. It just makes them sweeter. So I'm going to harvest enough for me for Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm going to harvest enough for you too, because I want to show you 1 week before Thanksgiving how I prepare my sweet potatoes. And spoiler alert, it's not that sweet, smushed up casserole that you might be thinking of. That needs to go to the dessert table. So let's go find some sweet potatoes.
All I have needs I have not provided.
I love growing sweet potatoes. It's a major part of my diet. For some reason, they're blooming like crazy. I've never seen them bloom this much, and the blooms are absolutely beautiful. So I brought a pan to put the potatoes in. Sometimes I wear gloves, sometimes I don't. I don't mind getting my hands in the soil. In fact, I think it's actually good for you to get some soil on your hands. I brought along a pair of scissors because the sweet potatoes have really gone wild and come out into the lawn. And so I'm going to trim them back and put those vines in a bucket because they make the best free fertilizer you can imagine. I know from experience that when I do that with the sweet potato vines and then use that weed water on corn, the corn goes crazy. So don't throw those sweet potato vines away. Use them for free fertilizer. I've already been poking around underneath the vines looking for sweet potatoes that are a good size. And so those are the ones we're going to harvest today. Come on in closer. So I marked this area with a stick so I could find it easily. What I do is I just lift up the vines and I see where it's giving some resistance. And I know that there's sweet potatoes down in here. You see it? This is a good enough size here that I can bake. That's not a bad looking sweet potato right there. So a lot of the sweet potatoes are smaller like that, and that's why I want to go ahead and leave them to grow some more. There's some odd shapes down in here. I don't think they're going to do anything, but I'm going to cover them back up and let them continue to grow. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Debbie. I've been an organic gardener for over 25 years. I grow sweet potatoes fairly well, but I really wanted to see if I could improve my skills at growing sweet potatoes. The problem is they grow so well all by themselves. So what I did is I gave them 4 different environments to grow in, 4 different beds. And so I can't wait to see which one yields the most sweet potatoes. Let's go on over into this patch right here where there's 3 beds. You can't see it from there, but there are 3 beds. And let's go get some more sweet potatoes. So normally, if I was harvesting a whole lot of sweet potatoes at one time, I would just trim back all these vines and then use the pitchfork to get all of them from underneath. Okay, there it is, way over there. You see how we've got little teeny tiny ones? I'm going to Cover that up. Maybe it'll continue to grow. And this one has some damage done. See that? I think that's mole crickets. It could be slugs doing that. Both of those are a problem I have in my garden. But they seem to be less now that we've had the hurricanes go through. See this one too. But that's okay. That will heal over and you can still bake that. Let's see if there's any more down in here. Oh, there's a good size one right there. So I'm trying not to disturb the plant too much because I still want more sweet potatoes from this one. Yep, there's another one down in there. I'm going to leave that one and we'll go over to another area of the garden. This is one of the sweet potatoes that I've been watching. So you can just uncover them a little bit. If you want to leave them there to grow some more, just cover them back up, just like that. They'll be just fine. They'll keep on growing. But we're going to harvest this one today. That's not a bad size sweet potato. So are there any more under here? I don't think there is. Oh, yes, there is. It's further down in there. I don't know how big it is. If it's really small, I'm just going to leave it in there very gently. Try to figure out how big it is. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that in there and leave it to grow some more. You don't have to rinse off your sweet potatoes. Just let them dry. This soil that's stuck to them, in my case it's sand, once it dries, you just brush it off. You can rinse them off as long as you lay them out where they can dry thoroughly. And keep them in a cool, dark place until you're ready to use them. I just finished eating the last of the sweet potatoes I harvested a year ago. Now honestly, they're best if you use them within about 8 or 9 months. They will start to dry out, especially when they're small like that one. But these are ready to take inside and let them dry. So I'm going to put them right here where it's going to be dark, and I add an extra layer of this heavy duty paper right in here with the rest of the other veggies that are supposed to be in the dark. They will dry off here, even the ones that are damaged. That will heal over and make a scar, and I can just cut around that. And I'm not worried that they're not perfectly clean. That sand will come off of here. And if it doesn't, then I'll just wash them when it's time to prepare them.